Good morning and welcome to the Daily Cyber Briefing for Monday, the 24th of March. I'm Stephen Ridgway. Can't find the article again this morning, but did see it earlier. We'll dig it out. We will link it. However, Next.js has got a vulnerability. My recollection of reading the article is that the issue is around the way the middleware authenticates components. So basically, if you're writing web apps, it may well be that at some point users are attempting to access resources which require authentication. Well, that often is handed off to middleware to deal with. And the reason for that, it makes a lot of sense. You don't want to be expecting every developer to write the code, reinvent the wheel, as it were. Every time you need to authenticate something, there are services out there and middleware that will do that for you. How does your app know that the user has been successfully authenticated? Well, one of the ways that's done is by passing back to the app a list of proxies that have successfully authenticated that user. Well, this particular vulnerability is in that stream of information. So basically, if you put in an X header into the response to the application saying this particular proxy has authenticated this user, this particular Next.js component, if I remember correctly, is basically saying, oh, well, that's all right then. Which basically means that you can bypass actual authentication just by simply saying to the app, oh no, it's all right, I'm already authenticated. Details will be in the article. I will dig out the article and we'll attach it to the briefing. I just can't quite remember where I saw it. Never mind. Anyway, look, patch is available. So if you are using that component, then make sure that you have patched. There's a WordPress plugin flaw exposing over 200,000 sites to code execution, remote code execution. The flaw is tracked to CVE 2025 269. Sorry, let me say that again. 26909. It's an unauthenticated local file inclusion vulnerability that could lead to remote code execution. God, I can't get the words out this morning. Good article in GB Hackers that talks about the details of this. There is, I suspect, plenty of stuff that you can look into there if you want to pull out some indicators of attack or indicators of potential compromise to plug into your SIEM or your security visibility tooling. In the meantime, action is required. It is a vulnerability in the WP Host plugin. Recommendation in the article, which I wholeheartedly agree with, is update to a version 5.4.02 immediately. So yeah. And then finally from me, nice easy briefing this morning, isn't it? There's an article in Cybersecurity News that talks about the fact that thousands of iOS apps contain hard-coded secrets. Gut feeling is it's a slightly sensationalist article. I think it's to some extent spreading alarm and despondency. Didn't they used to shoot you for that during the First World War or something? I can't remember. Anyway,
the alarm for when?
Thank you, Siri, for jumping in uninvited at that point. So the issue is that secrets are often hard-coded in. So we're talking about things like API keys, passwords, encryption keys, whatever it might be. Some of these will actually matter. I bet you a lot of them actually don't matter, and they have been correctly risk assessed before the app was released. So the takeaway from it is, if you're a developer, it isn't good practice to hard code secrets, keys, or whatever it may be into apps. But if you are going to, do make sure that you have properly risk assessed this. If you're hard coding secrets into apps for ease of testing, make sure somewhere in your pipeline you've got a process by which you ensure that all of those are stripped back out again. It is, although I suspect that the article reflects the truth, but the truth doesn't reflect the risk profile, the real risk profile in most situations. If you don't do this, you won't find yourself making a mistake and leaving a key in that really shouldn't, or a key or a secret that really shouldn't. Anyway, it makes for interesting reading. Definitely something to think about. From a user's perspective, what can you do? Well, basically nothing. You are, I think, at the mercy of your app providers for this sort of stuff. So this is one really for those of us in the industry, in the cyber business, to have a think about and make sure that we are looking after the best interests of our user bases and our client organisations. Right, that's all from me for today. Hope you have a good start to the week, and I'll speak to you all again tomorrow.